with the price of gas going up and the cost of groceries going up, a lot of folks around there are wondering, how do you save a buck? Well, Executive Chef Scott Savage and super viewer here, Tammy York, has some great ideas for you. What can people do?
Well, basically, what I'm looking at is buying in bulk. A lot of people buying in bulk these days. So we're going to talk about a couple different ways of buying in bulk, portioning out, and freezing. My specific way is, a lot of people will just say, if you have your turkey, they'll just go ahead and put it in a Ziploc bag and zip it up and stick it in the freezer. I've got a little better ways. It's going to save it. It's going to save your product. It's going to make it last a little longer and retain the flavor. What we've got is just a couple different ways. Stacy, in front of you, you've got the Food Saver, the vacuum Food Saver. Lots of people have these in their homes. If not, they're relatively inexpensive, and the thing is, that will pay for itself in time, in the long run. And then Tammy, you're going to have, this is the new gadget. This is the newer style. What we have here is you've got, basically, it looks like a Ziploc bag. This is actually a little vacuum that you're going to put over the little hole there, and it's going to vacuum seal that. Reusable too, because of the way that we're going to do this.
So why don't you show us how these machines actually work? What's the best way of doing this?
Like I said, what I'd like to do is I like to wrap them in plastic wrap first. So here, let's take this piece of salmon. Because like a lot of these different episodes that we've been doing, if you go on to the Savage Kitchen, I show you how to clean salmon. I show you how to clean a pork tenderloin. A lot of these things, like I said, what I want to do is you want to wrap it fairly well in your plastic. And actually, Tammy, that one's small, so we're going to let you do that one.
Put that in the bag here.
Stacy, you've got a little bigger one there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you like 2 New Yorks to do in your bag. So what I'm going to do...
And this really shows that bulk buying isn't just for large families. This is something a smaller family can do to save money and really have it last for a while.
Sure, without a doubt. And it's kind of like I said, what I'm looking for. Let me steal that one from you, Tammy.
Okay.
And
Then just push this down.
Yep, put it on the hole. You can see that it's actually sucking all the air out of it. This is the newest way of doing it. I actually learned this from my wife when I was in California visiting her and my mother-in-law. So
And then how do you know when it's
it
finished?
should stop on its own. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
You've got that all sealed up, and on this one, you can write your date, you can write what it is, and then you can track how long it's been
And
in
how
your
long
freezer.
can you keep that in the freezer?
That piece of salmon should last wrapped in that plastic wrap, I would say at least a good 6 to 8 months. Easily.
Good.
At retaining its flavor and texture. Here, I'm going to give you this. A lot of people are buying their sandwich meat in bulk these days. So we're going to have you vacuum seal the sandwich meat. Once again, wrapping it in the plastic to help preserve that. That should fit in there.
Put it on down there.
You can do that with cooked foods or raw foods.
Sure.
Label it and stick it in the freezer.
Yep, it is as simple as that. I'll show you a technique that they probably did way back in the days, before all these little vacuum sealers. Got your good old Ziploc bag. Once again, wrap a steak. I guess like I said, these guys have never seen this.
No.
Get zip most of it, and if you want to get the rest out, you make a little, at one end, kind of open it up, make a little pocket like so. And you suck the air out. And then once again, vacuum sealed. Not quite as well as that, but it will work. So.
And I know you said even liquids can actually be done if you stick lined soup bowls. You can do things like that. And
Sure.
Tammy, I understand you have a good tip for things like wine.
Wine, after you have drank wine and you've got a little bit left over, pour it in ice cube trays and let them freeze, and then you can pop them out and add them in soups or stews or gravies.
Or even if you're having a glass of wine, you want it colder, drop one in a glass of wine. For me, it would be a great thing for if I'm making a sauce. If I'm doing a pan sauce for a steak, or if I'm using lamb and you've got Merlot frozen, into your pan with that, cook off the alcohol a little bit, and you've got great flavor. Really simple. It's in the freezer. You don't have to have a big bottle hanging around to knock over. And it's there for you.
So some
Great
great
idea.
tips. saving some space in the fridge, saving some money, and earning a lot of extra time outdoors in Colorado.